Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at level 50 Lanturn here with its new move, Surf, in the Ultra League. Let's have a little fun. Now we're going to... the last video was horrible. Holy cow, that thing was just awful, but this one, we're looking pretty good here. So I kept running into Talonflame because we have Empoleon as well as Nihilego, which was potentially pulling it up there in the front. I'm not complaining because this is a very good lead. We basically just wall this thing. So Lanturn, okay, this thing was amazing. We already know all about it. We are actually going to be going with Spark, of course, the Showcase Surf, and then Thunderbolt here. And for the Pokemon we're pairing it up with, we're going to be using Empoleon and Nihilego. I'm just a big fan of Nihilego, and Empoleon is just so stinking good. Now, if you're looking at this team like, ooh, that's going to get walled by a couple of Pokemon. Yeah, we got Nidoqueen. We're going to take that off here. We're going to put Nihilego right after this here. I just wanted to have Nihilego just because. But, yeah, we will be getting walled kind of by Giratina. And Nidoqueen itself will be putting in a lot of work up against Nihilego as well as Empoleon if the Lanturn is out. But as you're going to see, we do run into that same situation. And we do handle it quite nicely. So let's go ahead and see what we have. If you do enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up, folks. I really do appreciate it. That's all I really ask for. If you want to become a member, there's also the members down below. That will also be much appreciated. Alright, so what's going on here? We're just getting ready for a nice little sweep up. Alright, so down goes the Muk and down goes the Walrein, and we're looking good. Let's get into it. Alright. So we got a look. No algorithm, right? Hey, like I said, it works with you and against you. It depends on your team, as well as your win rate. So they're going to be swapping, and we do bring in Nihilego. This was a mistake. Obviously, should have bring in Empoleon. Although this is not a horrible matchup, it's still not the best. But it's still okay because Lanturn is going to wall Talonflame like Nihilego, basically, with the rock typing. It's just shutting it down. Except we have the electric and water typing, which is needed for both of the moves that they do have on their Talonflame. When it comes down to Empoleon, we can Stone Edge that Talonflame. One shot and it's out of here. But that's going to require us to get it through. So what we're going to do is bring in our Empoleon, farm him up. We already know this is not an Earthquake, so we'll easily let this go and hold on to our shield. And I would suspect they're going to bring the Talonflame back here. Maybe they could do a quick swapperoo and have me catch, they catch the Stone Edge with something else. But we're going to be landing that beautiful. And they have a Swampert back there. So this could potentially be not the best. But since we're going to be able to spam Sacred Sword, so we're going to be looking good to go. As well as the Lanturn in the back, which is pretty much fully healthy. We're okay here. Yeah, Earthquake's going to take us out. Well, not even necessarily in one shot, because Lanturn is actually very tanky Pokemon. And we're barely surviving. We needed to get this off here. And we're able to land it. Fantastic. Bring in the Lanturn, getting off the Surf, and we don't even need to hit any of those bubbles to take that win. What do you think we're going to be running into next in the lead? What do you think? Another Talonflame? Oh yeah, like I said, no algorithm, right? So we're looking great. They swap into their Dragalge, and this is actually another Pokemon that can wall this team to some degree. I got a little confused, so I was like, damn, what should I do? Wait for them to throw. They hit me with an Outrage. We absorb it though. Retreating with energy, bringing in Empoleon, trying to put the pieces together as to what the heck should I do here. Alright, so we bring in Empoleon because we do resist the Dragon Tail. So at least we have that going for us. Great. They hit us with Outrage. Sounds fantastic. We resist that as well. Stone Edge is going to be doing a ton of damage, and I just had a feeling that they're going to double shield their Dragalge. So they're still going here, and I'm going to go ahead and shield this up ourselves, hitting me with an Aqua Tail. They've still got one shield, so they didn't double shield. Bringing in their Talonflame, you better shield this up or you're going down. Alright, so they shielded up, they farm a little bit, we swap into the Lanturn. I go for Surf, which was a mistake because they used their last shield. I should have just went for Thunderbolt, and we're left here having to shield and wasting this energy. So we're shielding it up because I don't want to waste my energy. Again, a little bit of a mistake here. Let's see if we can turn it around with the Nihilego in the back. So what's going on here? They bring in a Cresselia. So, oh yeah, this is not looking too great because Grass Knot is actually going to be able to do a decent amount of damage to our rock type Nihilego. Although it is part poison, it is still going to be taking a decent amount of damage. So we're able to get to another Surf, doing some decent damage there to the Cresselia. Okay, swapping into the Empoleon to catch. That's what we needed to do. You like that? Oh yeah, I know you do. Let's get it. So catching that Grass Knot, and it's going to be buying us a little bit more time here to take out this Cresselia. So we have to look out for a catch on their end as well. And they did. They're like, oh, you want to catch me, Poke? Oh, I got you. Okay, okay. So I kind of needed to take out that Dragalge because I'm not trying to get hit by an Aqua Tail. So let's see if we can get to the Sludge Bomb here. I don't know if I think a Rock Slide would do it, but I go for the Sludge Bomb anyways. And we're able to take that win because of the catch. Let's get it, folks. This team was putting in the work. I was having an absolute blast. It was so fun after using the Shitonic. That thing is just... Whoa, what is that crap? Astonish, my gosh. Another Talonflame, no algorithm. I have to say it every time because look at, I mean, this was back to back to back, okay? Okay. So we're going for Thunderbolt because we get so comfortable with this matchup. I'm like, my gosh, I'm just going Thunderbolt. What the hell is going on? They swap into their Ninetales with Charm, and we're going to bring in Nihilego, which loves to see this thing right here. Not going to be resisting any sort of ice, so that's doing some neutral damage. Building up to almost 2 Rock Slides here. Going to go for that first one. See if they shield it up. They let it go. Great. Bringing in a Stunfisk. So this, yeah, this will wall Nihilego pretty hard. So you're better off going for the Rock Slide because the Poison's actually going to have even a bigger resistance because of the Steel and Ground type. So just go with the Rock Slide, right? Right. So we're just waiting out the clock here, bringing in the Lanturn, and I'm starting to calculate everything that I need to do here. So they go for Rock Slide, we call it great, fantastic. Going for a Surf, which is going to be doing super effective. They shield it up, getting a shield. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to have to just get their last shield and then hit them with a Stone Edge with Cobalion or something like that. So we bring in the Cobalion. They have Talonflame, right? Yeah, that's what they led with, yeah. That's all I keep seeing in the lead with this team. Put it in this order with these moves that you do see on them in the position that they're in, and you might just get that same kind of matchup as well. Alright, so we are going to let this go. We already know it's a Rock Slide that was way too quick. I used that first shield because, again, I was like, nah, I'm good. So since you're going to be able to farm up with Double Kick so fast here, yeah, they're out of here. We take that win. Looking good. Moving it on to our next opponent, folks. Another Talonflame? Nah, Wall Rain. What? That's great. That's really good. They're retreating into it. Tentacruel, which threw me off. I almost swapped, but then I was thinking, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Nihilego and Cobalion can both handle the Wall Rain. Cobalion obviously more so because it's fighting, right? And the Nihilego for the rock. So I'm just thinking, whoa, man, this Lanturn is really freaking putting in the work right now. I love this. Let's go. So we hit him with this Surf, and I was hoping it would be... I figured it wasn't going to be enough because they lowered our attack with the Scold already. So hitting us with another one, we take them out. No shields have been using. Great. And our attack is down, but we're still going to be able to do some damage here, bringing in a Muk. So I do retreat because I started to see exactly what I can do here. Bringing in the Nihilego to just do as much damage as we can, and then the Cobalion is just going to come in and sweep up. Plus, we got a charge move on the Lanturn, so we're good to go. There's really nothing we need to worry about here. They're taking us out with an Earthquake. Fantastic. Great. Let's get it over with. Still have 2 shields left. We're going to bring in the Lanturn and go for a Thunderbolt to potentially get that last shield, and we do. Great. But unfortunately, they are able to farm me up a little bit here, which is not the worst because the Muk can't really do anything to us, the Alolan Muk, because what is it going to have? Dark Pulse, Sludge Wave. Yeah, it's all resisted, so we're looking good here. This is how you have to play it. Just line them all up, and you're looking good. They already know it's over. They back out, we take the win, and we're looking good yet again. Let's keep it moving here with this Lanturn team. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do so. And we're met with an Empoleon. I'm telling you folks, this team was putting in the work with great leads here. So an Empoleon is good. They swap into Kingdra, which another one of these situations with the Dragon swap in that kind of like a little bit stumped me. I was thinking, well, what should I do? All right, let's go ahead and bring in Nihilego because of the Empoleon that we did see here. Now, this is going to hurt the Octazooka, but they do not get the attack drop, so great. We're going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide and see if we can get them out of here. I'm suspecting, yeah, they're going to let it go and just bring in their Empoleon to start farming us up so they can build up that energy here. And the Lanturn is going to wall this thing here. Now, you are going to see I do shield it up towards the end because they keep on shielding up their Empoleon, and I'm thinking there's got to be something back there also weak to this if they want to continuously keep this Empoleon alive to protect them from whatever, you know, they have at the back from this Lanturn here. So I do decide to shield that Hydro Cannon up, which would have done barely anything, and I go for a Surf because at this point I'm like, no, they're going to shield it up. Yeah, they're trying to keep it alive. So we swap into our Cobalion here, in which the Drill Peck is not even going to be super effective because of our Steel typing, and Cobalion is so OP, and they have an Articuno, folks. You already know what it is. We're going to go straight for that Stone Edge and good night sleep tight, or at least a couple more moves, and now they're out of here. Fantastic, and getting to the Sacred Sword, and Cobalion taking the win for us. Yes, that's what I like to see, and still have a shield. Granted, we did have a good lead. Good lead again? Drapion. Nah, this is okay. This is kind of like whatever here. Both of the Pokemon in the back are going to also enjoy going up against this, including the Nihilego because of the Rock Slide. No problem at all. Shadow Drapion really can't take a hit too well. So we're just going to go straight for the Surf here. And they let it go. Okay. They did get the defense drop, so they're going to be doing a little bit more damage with that next Crunch or Sludge Bomb. They're hitting me with another Crunch, and I'm like, oh, I go for the Surf. I could have went for Thunderbolt, but I figure they're going to shield this up anyways. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. They farm me up. Okay, no problem at all. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our Cobalion to just, I don't think we want to actually farm them down because that defense drop can continuously get stacked up. Then I'm not trying to have my stats lowered that much here. So we're going to go ahead and just Sacred Sword them, and they bring in a Trevenant. Okay, this is tricky, right? Oh boy, how's this going to work? So that was a little bit quick, but I still shielded up anyways, and it is a freaking Seed Bomb, which would have done barely any damage. Shoot, this is not great. So we're going to go ahead and go Stone Edge here, and then swap into our Nihilego. This is the only play that we have at this time. That's it. And they have a Wall Rain. So it's getting a little tricky, and it's looking like we could potentially lose this, but no, we're still going to pull it off. They let that go, and as soon as I seen that, I was like, oh. Now, what I was calculating in my mind is, all right, shield this up, farm them down, and it's over, right? Just Rock Slide, and we're good to go here. And Cobalion's going to be able to finish him off. Even though we do have fighting moves on it, we bring their Trevenant down low enough that we should still be able to take them out with Sacred Sword. Not quite yet, but ooh, right about there. Now we're good to go. And we will be able to get to it before they can get to a Shadow Ball or anything like that. We still have, oh wait, no, yeah, Shadow Ball is what they would need to do to take us out. Z-Bomb is simply not enough. But we get to the Sacred Sword and we're taking out the Ghost type, all right, with a fighting move. Let's see that. Love it. Next battle, what are we going to see? A Kommo-o. So this walls me completely here. So I'm going to have to swap. I have to. I bring in the Nihilego because I don't know. I just didn't want to bring in my counter quite yet. I was banking on the fact that they're going to swap. Beautiful. There it is. And we're going to be able to come full circle back around with the Cobalion up against their Dragon with our Steel type. So going for a Rock Slide, they are letting it go. I would assume they're going to be shielding this up here because it's going to be doing a lot, taking them out. And there it is. An Icicle Spear is going to be enough to take us out here. Well, not quite. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. And they're like, whoa, hold on. I need to take you out before you take me out. So what I do is decide to shield them up and laugh at this point. I'm like, nah, I'll win the matchup here. I get to the Rock Slide, go ahead and double shield, and they do. Oh my goodness. So they do not have enough for an Earthquake, I don't believe. We bring in the Lanturn, and let's see what happens here. We're shieldless. They're shieldless. What's going on? We already know they're going to bring in the Kommo-o. So we immediately bring in our Cobalion. They have a Talonflame back there. We're going to get to the Stone Edge and take this thing out in one shot. Good night, sleep tight. In goes the Cobalion. Now we're able to get to the Sacred Sword, which is all I really needed to do. Now we know that they're going to be building up to do close combats and going for the first one up against the Cobalion, because what's the point of going for a Dragon Claw? They're going to lose if they do that. So they go for the close combat, great. Bring it in the Lanturn, and their close combat is not going to be enough here. It's simple as that. And they're low enough for us to take them out with a not very effective charge move on the Lanturn, and we're able to take that win even with a bad lead. Let's go. I'm telling you, this Lanturn was a lot of fun to use. Let's see what we have for the next lead here. Leading with that Lanturn and Umbreon. Okay, so we got two tanks up against each other here. Let's see how this does work. Now, even if you don't win this matchup, it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as it can hang and do a lot of damage and bring it down low enough, sure, you're not going to be able to win everything here. And I'm still extremely happy with the performance. Granted, we had a bunch of great freaking leads. I mean, literally, we are countering everything pretty much that we're encountering in the lead with this thing. It's just been great. So I do decide to just keep going with the Thunderbolt. I need to go check and see if this is the most effective way, if you know they're going to just simply let it go, to just go straight for the Thunderbolt or go for the Surf. I'm pretty sure it's Thunderbolt. But it doesn't really matter. We're getting to another one here, bringing them down low enough to farm them up with, I would assume, Cobalion at this point I would go in here with. And you already know they're going to have a counter to Cobalion, so that's why I want to start farming up so we can build up that energy and be ready for whatever they do have with the potential Stone Edge or whatever the case is here. Let's see what they're going to bring in. It's going to be, show me the Ghost. Ninetales with Charm. Okay, well, Stone Edge is still going to be doing super effective damage, and we're not taking super effective from Charm, but it's still doing quite a bit. So I get that shield from them and swap into my Nihilego, and here is your Nidoqueen. How am I going to come around this situation? Well, it's going to be a little difficult. We're going to have to call their charge moves. So So we're going to let this go, call in a Poison Fang. Do believe that's all they go for. They keep going Poison Fang, which works out great. Holding onto our shields, and we're going to be able to pull this around. Now, we do still need to keep, I think we need to keep the Nihilego alive and have a little bit of health, and that's what we're going to do. We're just waiting for that timer for the Cobalion here. Another Poison Fang. I do believe I shield this one up. Yeah. Getting a little low, plus the charms, not very effective, but we need to maintain a little bit of health for some poison jabs up against the Ninetales here. So we go ahead and retreat because, well, they have debuffed us and we're going to be taking more damage. So we're just going to bring in Cobalion here, shield this up, getting to the Stone Edge, but we're going to go Sacred Sword because I'm trying to conserve energy here. And I need to try to potentially get to that. Oh, we are almost, and I was so annoyed at myself. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I hit Sacred Sword like, oh my gosh, I made it to the Stone Edge. This is not going to be enough. Not enough to take them out. So I immediately swap into Nihilego and we take them out. Looking good. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up and take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!
Touch the deck. This is the best day of my life.